Good morning, Ifako. Good morning, Lagos State. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, planet Earth. How are you doing today? Trust you are doing fine. Here from Ifako Radio, on the newspaper review, we are saying good morning to you. Victor Kolade Adobajale is my name, and here with me is Mr. Shegun. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, my brother. I'm good. Are you?
Yes. Because today is Thursday, we know in Lagos there's usually environmental, and some people usually take the opportunity to do some exercise before they go for their various daily activity, and that is why I'm going to be starting with the sports news today. So on the Punch newspaper, we have Team Lagos leads Edo Delta on medal table. Team Lagos leads Edo Delta on medal table. Let's see what this is about. The news says Team Lagos is on a course for a remarkable win at the ongoing 9th National Youth Games in Asaba, Delta State, as the competition hits home stretch. The National Youth Games, introduced in 2013 by the Federal Ministry of Sport and Youth Development, serves as Nigeria's premier grassroots sport talent discovery platform. The multi-sport competition is designed to identify, groom, and nurture young athletes under the age of 15, with the ultimate goal of building a strong pipeline for talent for national and international sporting. So it says at the end of the day 6, which was on Wednesday, Team Lagos amassed 69 medals, comprising 35 gold, 18 silver, and 16 bronze, ahead of the chasing Team Edo and hosts Team Delta. Says Edo currently sits on the second place with 46 medals, comprising of 23 gold, 9 silver, and 14 bronze, while Delta are on the 51 medals, consisting of 14 gold, 17 silver, and 20 bronze to complete the top 3. With 3 days of action left, Team Lagos will hope to fend off competition from challengers Team Edo and the perennial winners of the National Youth Games, Team Delta. I think this is a big win for Lagos Center of Excellence, home of aquatic splendor. I think we were being led by the Director General of the Sports Commission, and I think this is a very, very big kudos to our governor also for supporting sports in Lagos State. So the news says we have been on the top of the table for the National Youth Games, and of the top 3, we have Lagos being number 1, Edo being number 2, and Delta being number 3. What do you see about this, Mr.
Yes, this is to say that Lagos not the very last. So the pendulum has really moved from the people that used to claim they don't used to carry last.
Exactly.
It's a different ballgame now. And a big congratulations to Team Lagos and the Lagos State government as well. And this is a justification to the support that the Lagos State government is giving sports and youthful activities. It is paying off, and we sincerely appreciate that, and we say big congratulations.
Yes, and from Ifako Radio, I would like to say we congratulate Lagos State, and a big kudos also to the DG Sports Commission who led the team, Honorable Lekan Fatodu, and also to our amiable governor, and also the Commissioner for Youth. I think this is still in the pipeline of youth. So big kudos to everyone in the youth space who have supported it and made it come to reality.
Yes, and coming from the Nation newspaper, the headline here says Tinubu's victory in 2027 sure, says Abdul Mumin. Tinubu's victory in 2027 sure, says Abdul Mumin. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is good enough and will win re-election in 2027, House of Representatives member Abdul Mumin Jibril said last night. The lawmaker representing Bebeji Kiru Federal Constituency Kano on the platform of the New Nigerian People's Party spoke on national television. According to him, it is unfair and incorrect to blame the president for the nation's woes, saying Tinubu has performed creditably. The beauty of this is that it is coming from somebody that is adjudged to be an opposition. He's a member of the National Assembly, Honorable Abdul Mumin, but a member of NNPP, that is the New Nigerian People's Party. And also, he's not somebody from this part of the region too. He doesn't fall in the same region with the president. He's from the north. And that is a commendation going to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, taking all blames away from him, believing that come 2027, Asiwaju has done enough to earn him his 710 bit. Though that is his personal view, but it is just a plus that it is coming from an opposition and somebody that is also not from the south.
Yeah, I think as it is a plus coming from an opposition and from someone who is from a different region from Ashiwaju. I won't say I'm so surprised because this is a political period. We've been seeing coalition movement defect from one political party to the other. So I'm not surprised if a member of NMPP is saying this to the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But nevertheless, I think from whatever he has said, I don't think he has made any mistake saying that the president has actually done well.
And he has even gone further to state that the people from the north will vote Ashiwaju come 2027.
So I think it is not out of place for him to have said that. But nevertheless, let's still see how things unfold because we understand that we usually experience different.
2027 is still months away.
Okay, so I can end banditry in 2 months. I can end banditry in 2 months. This is not my saying. It is the Zamfara governor who is saying this. I'm not the one who said it. Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State has declared that he has the capacity to wipe out banditry in the state within 2 months if given direct control of security agencies. The governor, who broke down in tears while recounting recent attacks in a video which went viral on Wednesday, said the major obstacle to ending the crisis is that security operatives in Zamfara will still take instructions from Abuja rather than the state government. Lawal insisted that with his knowledge of terrain and the locations of criminal leaders, he would swiftly end the menace if he had the necessary powers. He said, and I quote, "I can tell you the whereabouts of every bandit kingpin in Zamfara. Even with my phone, I can point to you where they are right now. But I do not control the security agencies, and this is the problem," he lamented. He cited a recent incident in Shinkafi local government where dozens were killed, saying security forces on the ground refused to move because they lacked authorization from Abuja. He said, and I quote, "People were under attack, and I kept calling the security agencies. They told me they were waiting for orders from Abuja. How do I save my people in such situation?" The governor added in frustration. Despite this restriction, Lawal noted that his administration has continued to support security operatives with logistics and funding. I can end banditry in 2 months. The governor of Zamfara is saying this. Well, I think I would like to say this is a very big one. Because from knowledge, crime and criminality is as old as the world itself. And saying you can end it in 2 months is just like fine. It is a statement that I would say is positive, but then what is the reality of it? Now he's giving us facts. There's a difference between fact and truth. He's giving us facts that he knows the whereabouts, he knows the hideout of all the bandits in his state, and the only thing he needs is just the power from above to give him that order, to give the security in Zamfara the order to follow his own instruction. So if he can end banditry in 2 months, I think as a governor, he knows the right channel to reach out to whenever he needs security. At least he has his own personal security, which he gives orders. So definitely from where he got his own security, he should be able to reach out to also give orders to the security of the state. Because if we can actually end banditry in 2 months, at least if we have zero banditry in Zamfara, there's a level of peace in Nigeria already. Sure. So I think if the governor of Zamfara, Governor Lawal, can actually do this, it will be a plus. And I don't know what your point of view is.
You see, when you first came with the headline, without knowing where it was coming from, I sighed. And if
you thought it was me.
If our audience were listening and they will observe my big sigh. But at that moment, I wanted to say, what a moonlight. But gradually, when you continue with the content of the story, I discovered that this is actually achievable. He's a chief security officer of the state. And this is where the issue of the state police comes in. You see, for somebody that is the chief security officer of the state, will definitely be concerned about the welfareism, the security of his people. And a situation whereby you are anchored. There's limitation to what you can do. Sometimes we need to decentralize these authority when it comes to security. To an extent, the state government should have a say. If the answer will be coming with state police, then something should be done as a matter of urgency. And for the facts that he has given, automatically you know what he's saying. And for him to have, he spoke publicly. So what are we talking about? And he said, if given 2 months, if given the necessary power in his own jurisdiction, if we actualize this, then you see some things are worth trying. Just as you rightly noted, if Zamfara is at peace, there is a limit, there's a level of peace in Nigeria. Then such a statement is should be encouraged. It needs a push. It needs a support. Whatever can be done to see the end of insecurity in Zamfara, then I want to give it a thumb up to. Yes, and from the Nation newspaper here, this is also a security story, and it is coming from Benue. Benue Plateau, Benue Plateau killings. Suspect pleads guilty to illegal arms possession. Benue Plateau killings. Suspect pleads guilty to illegal arms possession. 9 persons were yesterday arraigned by the Department of Security Services before Federal High Court in Abuja over their alleged complicity in the recent killings in Benue and Plateau states. The 9 named as defendants in 6 separate charges took turn to enter their pleas to the allegations raised against them, including unlawful possession and dealing in firearms and assisting in terrorism activities, among others. Those arranged are the Kende Ashua for the 6 and Amos, blah, blah, blah. We have numbers of them. And out of the 9, only Manjo pleaded guilty to 2 out of the 4 counts contained in the charge on which he was arraigned with tally. Manjo pleaded guilty to counts 1 and 3 on the charge sheet. The 2 counts to which Manjo pleaded guilty are that you, blah, blah, blah. The basis of the story is that the plaintiff pleaded guilty to the possession of firearms. Automatically, there is no need for procrastination in such a situation. In the first place, you are not supposed to be in possession of firearms, and now that you have earned that illegally, and the hand of law has caught up with you, then the court should do the needful, make the necessary pronouncement, at least to use such a person and others that are even not pleading guilty yet. They also need to be used as scapegoats, because we've had too many killings in Benue, in Plateau, and some people just have to be brought to book so that others will be discouraged from killings of innocent people and destruction of properties.
Yeah, in addition, I always like to add this, that whenever people like this are being caught, it is important that the security agencies also try to make investigations about where they are taking these firearms.
God bless you.
Because for every sender, there is a recipient.
Sure.
So as he's transferring something like that, and definitely some people are receiving it, which is causing more harm. Kudos to the security agencies, and we hope that as much as the federal government is trying to support the security agencies, then definitely to whom much is given, much is expected also. We appreciate them. And we also want to reorientate other people. We are sensitizing the society that it is good to be on the positive side than to be on the negative side. Carrying firearms, it's a very, very illegal and criminal activity. So please let us desist from it. So I'll be going back to the Punch newspaper, and this is a thing of joy to thousands and thousands of young people, particularly fresh graduates. It says 2025 batch B stream 2 registration begins on Monday. 2025 batch B stream 2 registration begins on Monday from NYSC. The National Youth Service Corps has released the official timetable for the 2025 batch B mobilization, with key dates announced for prospective corps members. According to the schedule shared on X on Thursday and its website on Wednesday, online registration for foreign and Nigerian trained graduates will take place from 8th to 13th September. For graduates trained abroad, the pre-camp physical verification of credential has been fixed for 14th to 18th September. The ICT department is expected to handle processes between 17th and 20th September. So this is a news from NYSC. The NYSC urged all prospective core members to follow the dates closely to ensure a smooth mobilization process. And NYSC is a mandatory one-year program for Nigerian graduates under 30 designed to foster national unity and give young people practical work experience by posting them to different parts of the country. Yeah, this is to all young and fresh graduates in Nigeria that the Part B Stream 2 registration is going to begin on Monday. And now, this is my point of view. I think it is important that we also review this. We understand that over the years, NYSC gives mobilization to fresh graduates under the age of 30. And we also understand the situation of the country where we usually have schools that have strike. We have people that have gone to school for their 4-year course and eventually they spend 6-7 years in school. And this affects them. I remember when I finished with a classmate of mine, she was lamenting so much that she was even praying that before her birthday, sincerely speaking, our names should have been sent to the NYSC for mobilization. But unfortunately, it was not done. So I think I don't know if it can be reviewed that they should consider the date of admission, because they usually consider the date at which the names were sent to the NYSC and with the age of the person. So I don't know if it is possible that we just reach out and then say they should consider date of admission. Because if I gain admission at the age of, let's say, 26 or let's say 25, and I'm expected to finish a 4-year course by the age of 29, but then ASU happens, whatever institution, either polytechnic or university, ASU, it will definitely happen. And instead of 4 years, I'm spending 6 years, it's going to affect my academic year and disenfranchise me from.
No doubt authorities are listening, and I hope they will do something about that. That is also telling students too to ensure that they get it right early. I know it is not that easy, but if you look at let me cite for instance that we have a Blessing in house there, and she's from the Obafemi Awolowo University. Blessing should be around 18, and she's in 300 level.
Oh, that's nice
already. So
lucky for her. Not everybody has that privilege.
yeah, right. But what we're saying in essence is that yes, it is a different strokes for different folks. But nevertheless, everybody should strive early enough to get it right, so that we won't fall in this age brouhaha category. God helping us all. And proceeding with the Nation newspaper, the headline says customs generate 3.9 trillion naira, post 25% growth. Customs generate 3.7 trillion naira, post 25% growth. The federal government has announced that the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) generated 3.7 trillion in the first half of 2025, a revenue performance that exceeded budgetary expectations and outpaced last year's result. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edom, disclosed this during the 62nd meeting of the NCS board in Abuja. He said the cash represented a 12.5% increase above budget projections and 25% higher than collections recorded in the same period of 2024. According to the minister, the performance of NCS was commendable, but he cautioned that deeper reforms will be needed to achieve the administration's ambitious revenue target. So I said bravo to NCS. That is a nice one. This is a serious income generation for the nation's force. That was why I think, was it not earlier this year that they bought vehicles to the tune of 47 billion naira to some of the senior officers of the NCS. To whom much is given, much more is expected, and I think that is what is happening. But just like the coordinating minister said, Mr. Wale, they also need to be very cautious. They need to get things right. They need to ensure that all T's are crossed and all I's are dotted. So may God continue to help the nation, because sincerely we're focusing on NCS. to bring in more fun, but they should do it with caution.
Right. So, the All Progressive Congress, this is politics. I'm moving a little bit in politics, but still on the Punch newspaper. Says All Progressive Congress opposition clash over FG, that's federal government revenue growth claim. The All Progressive Congress and opposition parties on Wednesday clashed over President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's claim that Nigeria has already achieved its 2025 revenue target, while the APC insisted that the president has placed Nigeria on the path of economic recovery. The African Democratic Congress, Labour Party, New Nigeria People's Party, and coalition of united political parties accused Tinubu of celebrating statistics while citizens struggle under severe economic hardship. Also, economists expressed skepticism about the president's assertion that federal government has stopped borrowing locally, as they called for clarification from the managers of the economy. The expert pointed to the continuous debt market operations by the Debt Management Office and the Central Bank of Nigeria, questioning the president's assertion and its alignment with the current economic realities. For years, Nigeria has depended heavily on crude oil, which accounts for about 70% of government revenue and over 90% of foreign exchange earnings. Successive administrations have repeatedly promised to diversify the economy, yet oil has remained the main source of income. In 2023, upon assuming office, President Tinubu launched a series of reforms aimed at repositioning the economy. One of his most significant steps was the removal of fuel subsidy, a policy that has since triggered severe economic hardship. The removal pushed up transport costs, worsened food inflation, fueled a foreign exchange crisis, and deepened the overall cost of living burden for millions of Nigerians, while freeing more revenues for the government. So, the opposition parties of the All Progressive Congress, which the president is a flag bearer for, opposition parties like the ADC, African Democratic Congress, Labour Party, New Nigeria People's Party, the NNPP, also coalition of united political parties are accusing Tinubu of celebrating statistics while citizens struggle under severe economic hardship. So their point of focus is that over the years, all the past governments, particularly at the federal, the presidency, they usually say they want to diversify the nation's major source of income, which is oil. So now they are saying President Tinubu has not just diversified, but he has made it more severe by removing fuel subsidy, and they are accusing him of celebrating the statistics over the internet. So what do you see about?
I know we're talking about diversification. We cannot eat our cakes and have it. It is either you eat your cake or you have it. Sometimes you have to let this go to get this, and I think that is what is happening. In all fairness, nevertheless, if you don't blow your trumpet, who will? Saying he is celebrating statistics. If I have done something and it is not pronounced, I will surely publish it outside there for people to see. This is my achievement so far, most especially when he is seeking re-election. So if he doesn't, we will do that for him. But it is normal for opposition to stand their own ground. Definitely, they also need that seat. They are eyeing it. And if they don't criticize at the same time, we will.
They won't get the favor of the
God bless you. And criticism sometimes will further put, if constructive anyway, and not malicious, will further charge the sitting person to stand on his toes, wanting to do more at all times. So all is about politics.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it is good, as we have said, it's good to decide for when you want to criticize constructively. And as we all know, it's just like this is a coalition of the coalition of coalition parties. So we have several coalited political parties here criticizing the present government. So it is just a challenge to the present government to also sit tight and do more. But nevertheless, even if your win is small, celebrate your win.
God bless you. So moving on to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. The headline here says police engage armed robbers in gun duel, kill one, another critically injured in Ibadan. Police engage armed robbers in gun duel, killed one, another critically injured in Ibadan. Nemesis caught up with a two-man robbery gang that have allegedly terrorized the Ibadan Southwest local government area of Oyo State as they met their Waterloo with the members of the monitoring team of the police. The suspected armed robbers engaged the police in a shootout that lasted for several minutes. One of the suspected armed robbers was killed, while the other one was critically injured during the shootout very near the tribunals at Imalefalapia area, the city of Ibadan. That Yoruba language seems to be very, very
sounds northern.
God bless you. I wanted to say it sounds even Spanish. Nevertheless, kudos to the Nigerian police, and I love the intro of this story. Nemesis caught up with a two-man robbery gang. What's it called? There's a particular musician here in Nigeria that says every day for the thief, one day for the owner. I think that was Sound Sultan of blessed memory, and that is what has happened here. The beautiful thing is that the two-member gang, the two of them were apprehended. One lost his life in the course of the gun duel, and the other one critically injured, which is a good one, and we have to applaud the police for standing up to insecurity, because a situation whereby some people go about their daily activities and you're interrupting them, denying them free access, and also forcibly taking what they've sweat for. It is a no, and we are saying a big no against criminality, against insecurity, against armed robbery and what have you. So we say bravo to the Nigerian police.
Yeah, I will also say bravo to the Nigerian police and law security agency. So in that same atmosphere, still on the Punch newspaper, this says Laos chased family of 3 to death in Abuja. Laos chased family of 3 to death in Abuja. The news reads that a family of 3 died in a car crash along the Mabushi Bridge in Abuja on Wednesday, after the driver had an altercation with some louds, resulting in the crash that killed the family instantly. Our correspondent gathered that Loud has stopped the private vehicle for flouting their rules by reportedly stopping to pick up a passenger who was a relative. The refusal of the driver to pay the fine angered the Loud, who then hopped in the vehicle, dragging the steering wheel and eventually causing the accident. Subsequently, angered passers-by who witnessed the scene chased down the Loud, eventually setting one of them on fire and severely injuring the other 2, who were rescued and rushed to the hospital by the police. A parallel account, however, claimed that 5 persons were involved in the crash, a family of 2 and 3 Louds who forced themselves into the vehicle while it was in motion. I thought this was only in Lagos. I didn't know something like this
everywhere.
Happens in Abuja.
It's everywhere. I saw it in Enugu. I saw it in Imo. I saw it at several places.
This is not so good. It's very, very bad.
Sometimes the extent they even go to in the eastern part is very, very bizarre. It's crazy.
This is not a very, very good one at all. It's a very, very sad news. This family of 3, they've just ended their lives forcefully. They've taken their lives forcefully, and we look forward to government looking into this.
Yes, because there should be proper investigation.
Yes, exactly. And I think it is important that we also work on the laws on the streets, particularly those people who try to ask for money when drivers pick up passengers by the road. There should, even if there is going to be any regulatory body like that, they also need to be regulated. Their officials need to be regulated, not just any other person who wakes up in the morning, takes drugs, takes some alcohol just because he wants to ginger himself. People who are doing this service should do it constructively and ethically. So I don't think this is one thing we should always pray for in Nigeria, because a family has just been evacuated, and it's not
that doesn't make any sense at all. And I think after proper investigation, the needful should be done. We register our condolence with the family of the deceased. We pray that God will repose the lives and grant them eternity, comfort the family they left behind. And also, the government also need to look into this area critically. If there's any regulating body that is getting whatever tax or fine or whatever from motorists, at least they should do it with wisdom. They should do it with some sense of human in them, and not just as if they are rogues taking hard drugs before you eat the streets. That's a minus factor. And I'll be taking the story from the entertainment part of the Nation newspaper. The headline here, not so pleasant, says celebrities mourn over death of Kweju Ogumola's only son. Celebrities mourn over death of Kweju Ogumola's only son. Nollywood celebrities have expressed sadness over the tragic death of Ayomi Oluwanishola, the only son of actress Kweju Ogumola, who passed away on Tuesday, September 2nd. The heartbreaking news sent shockwaves across the entertainment community as colleagues and fans express their empathy. Social media has been flooded with emotional tributes and words of comfort to the diverse actress. Actress Biola Adebayo was among the confirmed. Anyway, we also commiserate with. We register our condolence with Kweju Ogumola on the death of our son.
Our son.
And that's a very, very terrible one.
Yeah,
that is
at that old age.
Losing a son is a great.
Where is she going to start from?
We are only praying for strength for her to remain focused and concentrate on God, seeing God as the one that understands everything. Is a giver and also the taker of life. We pray that God will uphold her and perfect everything that concerns her, as well as that of her family.
All right, so this news on the Vanguard newspaper, I have moved from the Punch newspaper to the Vanguard newspaper. This news says that I have to create state police. I have to create state police. I'm not the one saying this. It is the President of the Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying this. So the President's declaration came as Northern elders yesterday urged him to declare a state of emergency in the north following protracted insecurity that has devastated the socio-economic life and development of the region. It came on a day President of UNZO, UK, UNTOC, Victor Aleva, also said nothing has changed in Yenewata, said the president. In fact, I'm so surprised. Visited Benue State in the wake of the deadly Atmen attack. So this news is saying that President Bola Ahmed has declared that he has to create a state police. I think this will also assist in this unfortunate news we have been hearing about banditry, loud chasing after cars, and all of that. So I think it is a positive one if the president
seriously. And we also mentioned that earlier. State police will give answers to all these unwanted questions being raised internally as it concerns insecurity in all the states, because it affects all states.
Exactly.
And we need to look inward to get it right. Sometimes getting people from within to monitor activities within will go a long way in giving answers. So that's a good one. There is a story I develop interest in, and it is also from one of the papers you've looked into. That is the Punch newspaper. I just love that story, and I think it is worth headlining here. It says collecting transport fare for dates without showing up is punishable. Police warn women.
It is now a new investment for guys.
Exactly. So for every development, there is always a way out, and that is who we are as far as this country is concerned. So the River State Police Commander has warned against the rising trend of women collecting transport fare from men and failing to turn up for meetings, describing it as a criminal offense. The caution follows a viral video in which the police public relations officer Grace Irike Kuku on Wednesday in a video on X said The practice amounted to fraud and could attract punishment under the law. But the beauty of this is also that it will dissuade ladies from extorting guys. They need to do something better with their lives. At all times, you don't need to charge a guy or ask a guy to send you transport fare. If genuinely you are in love, do I need to send you transport fare before you show up?
It should be mutual.
God bless you. Two-way thing now. It takes two to tango. And if you come, what if I visit? Will you also give me my
just like one comedian that usually say, okay, and my baby is telling me after I gave you my body and everything. And I say, okay, me, wait till I give you that firewood.
So that is it. But maybe ladies will be dissuaded from this act, and guys should not make this as an opportunity to also be stingy or to not do the needful. We believe all parties will get this right.
Okay, yeah, I think this has been a thing of the media space lately, because we witnessed something on the X space and also on TikTok that there is this particular lady who collected the money from a stranger. They met online and this guy sent money to her, but she decided not to come, and the guy sued her, took her to court. I think he transferred maybe 15 or 20K thereabout and sued her for 450,000 naira. So now, guys, and that was what the court adjudged. They said, okay, she has to pay the money. She was even thinking it was a joke until they finalized everything, and now she has to pay 450,000 naira for compensation. So now a lot of guys are saying instead of them to invest 50,000 naira, they will share 10,000 naira to different girls. So if they don't show up, then I start seeing them 500,000 naira. All right, I do not have any more news from my own side here.
You can call it a wrap.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for staying with us on Newspaper Review from Ifako Radio. We hope you enjoyed every bit of it, and also trust us to also be here tomorrow to give you top notch of the review of the news. Thank you so much for staying with us. You can follow us on our social media spaces, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube also at Ifako_radio, at Ifako_radio. So thank you so much for staying with us, Victor.